I am back. It has been forever since I have uploaded a video last, and I am so excited to share this video today with you guys. It's one that I have been meaning to shoot for the longest time. It has been on my mind, it's been on my heart, and I am so glad to finally be able to share today's video with you. So, what is today's video about? Today's video is about shamanism. We're gonna cover topics like, what is shamanism? Where does it originate? Power animals, soul loss or fragmentation, shamanic extraction, physical healing through spiritual healing, manifesting physical healing in your body through healing the different aspects of your four bodies that we consist of. That's another topic we're going to cover, the four bodies we as humans consist of to make us a whole. We're going to also cover topics like the different places shamans journey to in their shamanic journeys, namely the lower realm, the middle realm, the upper realm, or lower, middle, or upper world. And how do shamans access these realms? Through accessing different states of consciousness. So, let's dive straight in. In our Western culture and civilization, we have been so disconnected from the shamanic practices and traditions. Shamanism has been around forever. Every indigenous tribe across the globe, ranging from Aboriginal to African to North Asian to South American to North American, have had shamans that heal and provide divination in the small tribes. I mean, this has been practiced for over 12,500 years. We can trace the earliest roots of shamanism back to. Modern medicine is only a couple of 100 years old. So how did our ancestors heal from illnesses? And we take a look at, where do these illnesses originate? So let us dive straight into it. Firstly, what do shamans do? What did they do in the indigenous cultures? Shamans were the ones who brought healing to the people. They were the ones who did divination between the spiritual realms, gaining information and access to those spiritual realms through altered states of consciousness and bring it back into the physical. They were consulted on where the hunting grounds would be, and you would go and successfully go on a hunt by the predictions of the shaman. They would bring healing to the sick. They would bring healing to the land. They would bring the rains when they called upon the rains, working with the different spirits. And in a Western culture, we're very unfamiliar. We have been very disconnected from these terms. I mean, this sounds so weird, I'm sure, to most of you. So, in a shamanic journey, let's discuss, where do shamans journey to and how do they journey there? So, first and foremost, in all shamanic traditions, on accessing these altered states of consciousness, there has been drums like the one here and rattles. It has also been very closely linked to teacher plants. Like you might have heard of magic mushrooms. That's actually a teacher plant and should be treated as such in a sacred ceremony. You might have heard of ayahuasca. You might have heard of marijuana. I know everyone smokes weed now and again, but it's actually a teacher plant, and we can learn so much if we use it with the right intent. Anyway, so for today's purpose, we're going to talk about the drum and drumming. So the drum beats help the shaman, and I'm talking about the shaman myself, to access these different realities. We are in an ordinary reality, the one we can touch, taste, see, hear, and smell. This is our ordinary reality. Oh, sorry, there's a lot of straw on me right now. So, in shamanism, we work in the non-ordinary reality, the spiritual realms, bringing healing from the spiritual realms to the physical. So, in a shamanic journey, you journey to the lower, middle, or upper realm. And I'm going to get into that by discussing something you might have heard of, but didn't really know what it stood for. It comes from all the ancient civilizations, and it is called the Tree of Life. Now that is a shamanic term because it represents the roots of the tree. Imagine this, the roots of the tree, the bark of the tree, and the branches of the tree. So in the roots of the tree, that is the lower realm. It is not a hell-like place or a negative space that you go into. It is an altered state of consciousness and another dimension you access. So when I journey there, and all the shamans around the world agree upon this, you access a place that looks very much like the natural world of Earth, without any buildings or human activity. There you find the spirit animals, the animal spirits, and there you also find your power animal, which we would discuss later on in the video. So journeying into the lower realm, you go there to retrieve your power animal, which acts as your guide to access information, or to access information for a client, or how to bring healing to the client, or you can even ask to access past lives there. So it looks a lot like the natural world on Earth, the forests, the deserts. I've even journeyed underneath the ocean. It is spectacularly beautiful. I have seen trees as big as Table Mountain in my journeys. It is wonderful. So then the middle realm, it is Earth on a spiritual plane. You astral project, basically, is what happens, into the spiritual space of Earth. So everything kind of looks like it does here on Earth. Here you get a variety of spirits, and this is usually where healing takes place for a client. So it looks like Earth, and you bring in the energies, you see the client, and you bring in the energies of healing towards the client in the middle realm usually. And the upper realm, which looks, the best description I can give it, although it is vast, it is huge, the best description I can give it, it kind of looks like Rivendell from the Lord of the Rings movies. Although it looks very cloudy, very crystally, it's beautiful, and there you find your guides. I personally work with two, one that looks like an elven figure and one that is a Native American Indian, which I was also in a past life. So that is the different states or the different realms that shamans journey to. So where do shamans work and what do they do? So basically they bring healing and divination from the spiritual realms into the physical. So to understand this, we got to have a little bit of a science lesson. So we have all heard that everything is energy, right? We all know that. This piece of straw is a densely condensated vibrational frequency so that we can see it. This is a frequency we can hear. When we go to the beach, for example, we all pack our sunscreen to protect us from what? The UV rays. Now, that is something that we can't see with our physical eyes, but we can experience it by burning ourselves in the sun. So my question is, what else is there that we can't see? And I'm going to put on something very interesting right now. so that you can see that we only see a small bit of the color spectrum. So let's talk about the vibrational frequency of energies. So, and our 4 bodies that we consist of. We consist of our first body, which is the one we can see, touch, you can even lick it. This is our physical body where illness manifests itself, or disease, otherwise known as dis-ease, within one of the 4 bodies that we consist of. So that is the first one. It is our physical body. The second one is our mental body. It is the thoughts that we have, the beliefs that we have, how we perceive things. That is our mental body. We can have thoughts that aid us in this journey of life, or thoughts that are detrimental to us. The third body that we consist of is our emotional body. How we feel about things, how we feel about experiences, how we feel about our beliefs, our emotional body. Then the one that we don't really learn about is our soul, or our energetic body, which stretches from that point to my fingers to that point to my fingers. From my fingers to the... Anyway, you get the picture. That is the body that the other 3 exist within. Now picture an egg, a hard-boiled egg. Our soul kind of keeps everything, the mental, physical, emotional bodies inside of it. So those are the bodies that in shamanism works with. It is a holistic approach, meaning it is a healing on a holistic level. So that is the wonders of shamanism, healing you in places where you don't really, that modern day medicine, for example, might heal the physical symptoms of something, or therapies might heal the mental symptoms. But what about the soul, man? What about the soul? Which brings me to my next point. What do shamans do in these realms, and how does healing take place? So, first and foremost, we're going to talk about soul fragmentation or soul loss, and how do they take place, and what do they feel like. So, first and foremost, imagine this egg around yourself that keeps all your bodies inside. So, when you go through a traumatic experience, a significant experience, a part of your soul literally chips away, chips off. Why does it do that? In order to protect you. And that piece of the soul can return naturally, or it can stay away. And what does it feel like if you have a fragmented soul? And don't worry, it's really not uncommon. I mean, we've all had that. I mean, going through breakups, going through these things. But how does it feel to have a fragmented soul? You feel lethargic. You don't feel like yourself. That is one big thing. You just don't feel like yourself. You're tired. You just don't know what's going on. You just feel, that it can be a sign of soul loss, which I said it can happen through traumatic experiences. On the other hand, it can happen unconsciously as well. Going, or when you are in a relationship and you love someone so intensely that it becomes addictive and detrimental. I give my heart away to you could be a form of you unconsciously giving away a part of your soul. And when the breakup happens, you have cried your tears and you've worked through the emotions, but there's a lingering feeling or thought or something that you can't get rid of. And that could be because there's a piece of your soul still stuck with the other person. And in a journey, in a shamanic journey, you retrieve that piece and take it back and reunite it with the rightful owner. And it is miraculous the changes, the shifts that happen once that happens on an energetic level. Also, power animal retrieval. We have all been born with power animals to act as guides and help us through this lifetime. We can call upon them in times of need. I personally worked with a beautiful white wolf in my journeys, and up until recently I worked with her, and she said she had to go and say goodbye. We can't work together anymore, which in my lifetime as a Native American, she was my white wolf that I worked with, or physically. And it was beautiful to see the energy once I realized this, that it was my dog that I had in this lifetime. We had such a tight connection. It was that energy that was my spirit animal, or my power animal. And because we don't know about these things, we can get disconnected from our power animals. And it is a source of power, a source of guidance we can call upon in times of need. And up until recently, I worked with this white wolf, and she said she had to go. And I was so sad. I was like, why are you going? And she said, it's because I need to incarnate again. I was like, yeah. Just a little side story. Anyway, when we get disconnected from our power animals, it can feel like we have a loss of personal power, which can also happen by soul fragmentation or soul loss, getting depressed, feeling like you have lost your personal power. And in a journey, retrieving a power animal for a client brings back that sense of personal power, brings back that sense of guidance, that aid that you receive in this lifetime. And they can manifest physically. It is beautiful to see. If your power animal, for example, is a hawk, and you connect with your power animal and you ask for guidance on a certain situation in your life, and 10 minutes later, a hawk just flies by. How dope, right? So that is power animal retrieval. Then the next thing that shamans do is shamanic extractions. So power animal retrieval and soul retrieval is re-entering energy into your body, energetic body. Now, shamanic extraction is getting rid of unwanted energy that has been placed there intentionally or unintentionally, meaning placed like a curse, something that's intentionally been placed upon you, or it can be a thought form of hatred, of malintent that has so intensely been projected to you that it has coagulated and stuck onto your energetic field. And that can manifest itself as physical illness. It can manifest itself as self-harm behavior, and you don't know where this is coming from. It can manifest itself as negative thoughts, negative thought patterns. That could be unwanted energy that has latched onto you. And in shamanic journeys, you extract that energy and replace that energy with energy that represents healing and love and whatever the client needs. So that is shamanic extraction. And if you look at it energetically in a journey, it literally looks like an arrow or a spear or a dart or something that is stuck in your energetic body. It's kind of scary. I've seen it a couple of times. So the next thing, which is very exciting, is how do you bring healing from the spiritual realm to the physical? That can be done by journeying into the DNA of the illness. So basically, journeying to where the physical illness manifests itself in the body, and going and bringing healing energies from the spiritual realm into the spiritual aspect of this illness, which manifests itself physically, and alter it with those energies, and then you see how it plays out physically and physically heals. I have done that for myself, and I was flabbergasted by the effect of it. It was wonderful. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that is what I needed to cover today and wanted to say and wanted to share. I if you guys have any questions, if you are curious about anything, if you want to know some things, please get in touch. I am happy and glad to answer any and all questions that you might have. Pop me an email, get in touch with me via DMs, slide into my DMs, leave a like and comment if you would like to. But I hope that this could clarify some things on what shamanism is, how you can benefit from it, how healing the energetic frequencies in the spiritual realm and can manifest itself in the physical, mental, or emotional bodies. So yeah, that is it. Stay safe. I am looking forward to seeing you guys again soon. Much love and peace out. Whoop, whoop.